This time with Adobe Systems on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Ticker ADBE. With no further ado, 10-year monthly candle chart. We see right away, I could see that there was this multi-year base here that it broke out of. More horizontal line here. We had a breakout. And you had a target, you reached a target, and then some more consolidation patterns along the way. And if you played those, and or not, if you didn't have an entry on the monthly candle chart, probably there were some patterns here to play on the weekly candle chart. More candles, more touching of the lines, creating that chart pattern, outlining the chart. And you would have used those implied targets from breakouts from those patterns to move on either upwards or downwards. On the monthly, there's a lot of that noise reduced, but the patterns on the monthly, I believe them to be more powerful, less influenced by daily and weekly whipsaws of those candles. Another small 4 or 5 months pattern. And it's crazy, right? I say small because there's not a lot of candles, 4 or 5 candles, but it's monthly candles, right? Half a year. A lot of patience required. You got to look at a lot of charts. The more charts you look at, the less the more your chance of finding those A++ setups. And then you'll feel that haven't been in a trade in a while. You get trigger happy, and then you start entering not so great setups. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Always choose the best setups. And even if it doesn't pan out and you get triggered for a sell stop, you could look yourself in the mirror. No regrets. And I think that's what the best, right? If you know you try to get a shortcut, you try to fast money, get rich, whatever, that's not a great feeling at the end of the day. And I guess even if you do get that lucky break, it could slightly taint it in the sense that if you really, really do an introspect on yourself, you could say, well, I just got lucky. When risk in the money management protocols, luck is diminished, and it's a question of being consistent and replaying the same strategy, the same framework over and over and over and over for those small percentage increase over time. And the earlier you catch on to that program, time flies by fast, man. Don't worry about it. 5-10 years later, you'll see the results. It's there's 100,000 analogies on that, on life, and it's like the boxer who goes for his 36-minute championship fight. Well, he worked out 3 months before that, and even before to get to that level, he had multiple of those 3 months training camps, have a fight, 3 months training camp, have a fight, 3-4 times a year, rinse and repeat. Over 10 years, then you get a championship fight. And that's when they're millionaires. They don't become millionaires right after one fight because they had a great knockout. No, you have to build it over time. Same thing applies to trading or to anything, I believe, to have success in life, to be classified as success. It's that grind. All right, let's get back to Adobe. A little divergence there on my part. This could be a top formation here forming. Monthly candle. Put an alert here, just a little bit above. Just to remind me if it gets triggered to come back, see Adobe, and see if I can draw new, if the patterns here, the candles morphed into a readable chart pattern. And here it could be some support. So I'm 3 candles in. Could this be a top? Maybe, maybe not. We'd have to wait right now for Adobe on the monthly candle chart. I have a breakdown below the 175. I'd get these targets that I'd add on. I have a target at 155, bring me to this resistance turn support. So that's nice. I'd like my targets to be right above resistance turn support. because I consider those to be walls where my price action, my energy gets absorbed and slows me down towards my target. So that's the only move I see right now because of that resistance that's drawing out, that support that's drawing out, that resistance drawing out. Well, only have one candle, so I'd like to have more candles to see if that's really a resistance where I could have a launching pattern and have use my target to the upside. Weekly, always more patterns to play. Let's go down to the 5-year weekly candle chart, and you see here the price action having more candles, drawing out better my support and resistance. But there's still there's only 2 candles in here on that resistance line, so I'd like to see more. I'd like to see retrace maybe to 175, maybe another bounce to 195, and so on, to declare this either a continuation pattern or a top. Here you go. You see my little lines I did for the week, the monthly chart. They're right there. And you even see these little patterns that looked minuscule on the monthly candle chart. Well, actually, if you'd be playing on the weekly, this would have been forever, right? 1 test here, 2 tests here, 3, and very nice launching pattern to go upwards. But more whipsaws. And having more fun, daily chart. Well, there's always a whole bunch of patterns on the daily chart, whole bunch of stuff. This is like the wild, wild west for me. I used to trade minute candles, hour candles, and that was just crazy when there was news releases or economic news. Wow. You have more of these gaps, these things, runaway gaps, breakaway gaps. These things show up way more often than they do on the weekly, and even on the monthly, even less. That's why I say there's less noise. So here you could have gone crazy a little bit. See another pattern here, and you see here a little more definition in the in that top pattern there that I was probably identifying. Whew. Okay, move the front. So we're a little far off. There's no pattern here in the daily, no launching pattern on the weekly, and definitely nothing yet on the monthly. So Adobe, I'm going to sit tight on that one. I have my alert set on the support and the resistance and come back to it later. All right. Thank you for listening and see you soon.